Hello everybody, this is Doug. You guys know me as Dougla on the forums. I'm going to make a tutorial here because the current one is a little unclear for newbies such as myself. It took me a little while to figure it out. I noticed that other people were having problems, so thought I would just walk you guys through it so we can get more people working on this thing and get it done sooner. So let's get started. So first we need to download the Java Development Kit. That's the JDK7. It's very simple to do. Just go to Google and type in JDK7. And it'll be the first one here. Choose your operating system, obviously. We're going to go with Windows 64 because I'm on 64-bit. If you use 32, you can do the x86. Just click download. It'll start the download. Once it's done, install it, and you'll have that all set up. Next, we're going to download Eclipse, which you'll probably be using for coding, unless you are difficult like me and prefer to use something else. But if you don't want to run into any problems, I suggest you start off with Eclipse Juno. Also very easy. We're just going to type it in Google here. Let's go with the second download. I've already clicked it, it looks like. And you want this one here with the purple icon. So just choose your thing here. I'm 64-bit, and the easiest thing to do is just click the one on the top there. That'll get that downloaded. All you gotta do there is just extract it to wherever you want it to be, and that's all set up and ready to go. Next, we're going to download the Elephant program, as I like to call it. All you have to do is click this link that they've so graciously provided us and hit download. Choose your operating system. Once again, I'm Windows. And looks like we're just going to hit download. Oh, one more check of the operating system, it looks like. Let's go with the latest version. Choose 32 or 64. And we're all set with that. The next thing is TRE Explorer, and while they've provided a link for us, CIFO a while back provided us with a new modified version of TRE Explorer that makes viewing a few different files a little bit easier. So I'll put a link to that in the thread that I make for this video, and I think you'll have a better time with that one. So just hold off on this step for right now, and we'll move on to the next. Alright, now we need to make a GitHub account. All we have to do is go to github.com. Let's see, I'm already in an account, but obviously this is what will come up to you. Fairly simple. Username, email, password. I don't even think it sends you a confirmation email. It's that easy. Alright, so this last step for the requirements anyway is to download GitHub for Windows. It says it's optional. I really think you should download it, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. It seems to be a lot easier. If you don't download it, there's a lot of entering commands into a prompt instead of just a nice graphical interface. So I think it's definitely worth investing the 0.5 seconds it takes to download. So now that we've got everything downloaded, we're going to go ahead and install everything. JDK is self-explanatory, so I'm going to go through that. I've also got it installed already. I don't want to mess with that. Eclipse, all you have to do is extract it and put it somewhere. The next one we're going to do is the Elephant program, though. This one, during the installation, you set up a server, so I'll guide you through the process here. So just hit next, first one. Next is fine there. Fine there. Alright, what you want to do for here is you need to put in a password for the server that it creates. So whatever you want to put in is fine. Then and just hit next. Your port should just be fine, and we're just good on this one too. So it's just going to install it. Alright, after it's done installing, it's going to ask you for this nonsense. I would go ahead and say no to that, hit finish, and that should be set up pretty good. So I guess that was self-explanatory too. Just make sure you remember the password you put in. The last one we've got is GitHub, and we're going to go ahead and install that. Okay, so once you install GitHub, go ahead and launch it, and you should get a screen similar to this one. Just go ahead and log in, if it hasn't logged in already, which I don't think it will. Password. And you should get a similar screen here. So what we're going to do to change that is you're going to go to this website here, which is github.com/ProjectSWG Core/NGE Core2. This is basically where the core is stored on the internet right now. This is what we contribute to make the game as complete as possible. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're logged in first of all, and then you want to hit fork, which is going to make you your own little section that you can contribute to. If you do it correctly, you'll get this lovely little graphic here, and you'll see that your username has been replaced instead of ProjectSWG Core. You'll see it underneath, forked from ProjectSWG Core. Afterwards, you're going to want to hit clone in desktop, and it will, if you open your GitHub, you'll see that this is now downloading all the necessary files to your computer so that you can edit them. When that is finished, you should be able to open up your directory now, which I believe is defaulted in My Documents. So if not, you can always check it by going to Tools, Options, and seeing where the directory is. And again, it's My Documents, GitHub, pretty easy. You can open it up, and there it is. This is what you'll be using to edit game files. So what you're going to want to do is open up this NGE, and you're going to want to either make note of this username and password, or change it to something that you'll remember. So now we're going to open our SQL and get this database thing worked out. This seems to be the thing that everybody has problems with. So make sure you click the blue one. It's called PG Admin 3. It's got a big elephant on it, which is why I call it the elephant program. This is my old one. Somehow remembered it. So you're going to have this, basically this screen here after you've set it up. So go ahead and connect. It's going to ask for the password that you set during the installation, which so that should be pretty easy. You're going to want to make a new login role, so just go down here to login roles and make a new one. Call it NGE, go to role privileges and give it all the privileges, and then hit OK. Then we'll make our new database by right-clicking Databases and pressing New Database. We're going to also call that NGE. We're going to make the owner to the login role that we just set as NGE, and then we're going to hit OK. And let it connect. Should do it in any second now. Oh, click it and it will connect. Okay. And then what we're going to do is right-click that, and we're going to hit Restore. And then it's going to ask for a file name. Looks like it has remembered mine, but basically you're going to navigate to your GitHub directory. So Documents, GitHub, NGE Core2, and you're going to choose this backup file, nge.backup, and you're going to hit Open. And once you hit Restore, everything should, well, almost everything should go well. And then just hit no, okay, just hit X, don't hit Restore again. So now that you've restored the nge.backup, we're going to make an account table now, or we're going to edit the one that's already in there. So hit the plus sign next to your little NGE database, and then the plus sign next to the red icon here. And then go down to tables, another plus sign, and hit accounts. And then once you do that, we're going to click this big grid with the purple funnel up here, and that is going to open that, and just hit OK. And as you can see, there is already one in here with lights login, I guess. And so we're going to make a second one, and we're going to use the information from our GitHub directory under nge.cfg. So basically, we want this information to match what's in here. So if we go with the defaults, we're going to go with the username right here, and then the password is NGE. And then I don't know what this is about, but I just put in whatever. So basically, if you want to change these two things, you need to change them in here and save it. So, you know, if you want this to be flounder, if you know how to spell flounder, then you need to change your username to flounder here. Otherwise, just leave it alone, and this will be your login. But you know, just whatever. It's a preference thing. Whatever. Just make sure you save both of them. Make sure they're the same. And then you can exit out of both of them. And that's what that step is, and you're all set with that. So what we want to do now is open TRE Explorer and get these files into your GitHub directory. So that's pretty easy. Just open the TRE Explorer that I gave you. Double click R2D2 here. And we're going to open up the file that it wants us to. So hit File, Open, go to TRE/talk. Navigate to your Star Wars Galaxies directory. In my case, I use Steam, so it's going to be in Steam Apps, Common, Star Wars Galaxies. And let's see, the file that it wants us to open. Okay, the file that it wants us to open is this one here. So just scroll on down. And it's this one right here. So just go ahead and hit open. And before we do anything else, we want to open our GitHub directory in TRE Core2, and we want to make a new folder in here called client data. And then what we'll do is we'll take all of these that are listed here, and if you don't know, just hold Control and go down the list here. Alright, once you have everything selected, just go ahead and hit File, Export, and navigate to your GitHub directory. Let's see. Computer. Oops. It'll be users, your name, documents, GitHub, TRE Core2, and then client data. And just go ahead and hit OK. And it's always iffy for me, so just give it a second. It always tells me it's not responding, but eventually it'll start, so just give it a second. Okay, I do believe we are almost done. Next we're going to open Eclipse Java. And it's this lovely purple one right here. Just choose your workspace, doesn't matter. what we're gonna do is import your project into here from GitHub. It seems to have remembered last time I was here, even though I uninstalled it. So hold on just a sec. You will come up like this, completely empty. We're going to go ahead and hit File, Import, Projects from Git. We're getting them from our computer, so local. Go ahead and hit Next. This will probably be blank. Just navigate to your GitHub directory. In my documents, hit Next. It'll do its thing here. Once that's all done, you'll come to this screen here, and this is what it seems like most people are using to actually edit the game files here, the scripts. You can navigate to anything from here, and we'll just pull up a random one here. Let's go with medic buff. When you double click it, it'll come up into this window, and you can edit it as you see fit. Save it from there. That's one way to do it. If you use an outside program to do the coding, like Notepad++ or something like that, just whenever you save it, make sure you hit F5 in here so it refreshes this. So that I had this problem too, because I use Notepad++. Just make sure you refresh it by clicking in this box and hitting F5. Otherwise, it will be forgetting a few of your recent ads. So that should be good. Okay, so I think we're ready to run the core. Make sure you've got the Elephant program open and logged into. This might not actually be a step, but I do it every time because it makes sense to me. So you can go ahead and try it without if you want, but I don't think it'll work. Anyway, so let's click this. Click the little green arrow next to it. Should have an NGE core button. Go ahead and run that, and you'll get a bunch of errors, probably, depending on what's going on at the time. As of November 5th, 2013, there's quite a few of them, but the important thing is that the server started, which you can see at the bottom there, so all is well. So we're going to go ahead and launch the launcher. Hit launcher options and make sure that this is checked here that says connect localhost, dev only option. Make sure that it's checked and exit out of it. And then we're going to hit play. Alright, and all we're going to do is log in with the information you put in on your data table and hit next. And then you probably have a blank thing here, so let's go ahead and just create a new character. Make him an Anthorian, of course. And let's go with Smuggler. And then if all is well, you should be loading into whatever the default planet is at the time. Today it's Mos Eisley, and looks like things are a bit spooky here on Mos Eisley today, so excitement. Anyway, we're all set. This is the core, you are in it, so no more excuses. Start coding and let's get this thing going.